Thursday night, boys is back. We are missing one. I heard he's a little too out of it, but shout out to the homie Omatic. Shout out to y'all for last week. I was not in here, but I seen y'all boys was having yourselves a time. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everyone who
The rest of the recording is in Nomadic Studio.
in Omatic Studio. Oh, so he did it from his.
I don't know who he did it under, but I know we recorded like another 50 minutes of last week.
Oh shit, that's what's up. Yeah. I only saw like the 20 minutes, and then I said, y'all boys seem to be having some technical difficulties, so
For sure.
I'm gonna let y'all boys enjoy it how y'all enjoy it. But we're back today. It's a vibe, all that good stuff. Mook, how has everything been? How's been life treating you? All that good stuff.
Alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? Never any complaints, no bad days. Have my moments, but at the end of those moments, you know what I'm saying? We always come back to reality and stay present. But other than that, everything chill. You know what I'm saying? Baby healthy, everything goes smooth, but I have no reason to complain. How about yourself?
Chilling, life be lifing, but we move.
For
Um,
sure.
was just in Houston, good time. Always love H Town.
I wish
Uh,
I
uh,
wish James was here for that because I would definitely want to talk about that. But we can keep it light and recap next week when all three of us
yeah. Whatever cats want to recap, just let me know. But like I said, I love Houston. Houston, I love Houston like it's my second home type shit. Like I love Houston. I got spots in Houston. I could be like, yo, you want to go here?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
yo,
for sure, for sure.
that's my spot. So shout out
Them my
shout out to
them my spots.
shout out to H Town, baby. I love H Town. I swear to
I
God, on
can't wait.
everything I love.
Can't wait to go back. We were going to nail Miami for the birthday though. I already got my permission slip signed.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a man of the people.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, where you want to start today? You want to start politics? You want to start nonsense?
However you want to do it, sir. I'm sipping,
All right.
and I got a
Since
wax J in me too. So
yeah, I need to go roll up, and I need to make sure this baby gets to bed on time. So let's start with the nonsense, and let's get right to it. All right. So one conversation I keep seeing is if
wow,
Daphne, I don't know what her name is. I don't know how you say it, but
it's definitely Daphne.
okay. So the lady who used to be with Diddy, who used to be with Diddy,
And 50 Cent.
50 Cent's baby mama, second baby mama, she is in the light now because back in the limelight because her and academics, DJ Academics, apparently have some sort of whatever thing going on. I don't really know
Did
the
you
int-
see how much that nigga paid to fly her to out there?
apparently 4,000 or something. Like everything I see of this is like,
Nah, it was way more than that.
oh
You
okay,
gotta start multiplying,
wow. See, everything I saw personally
and I
was
mean by like more than 10.
yeah. Everything I saw is just like a caption. Like I see like a caption and then like maybe like a minute video,
Nah,
and if it's more than like a minute and 30, I don't watch. But
nah.
most
It was a jump that was like 2:30. I watched this morning on the way to work, just scrolling and trying to get my news in, and then I just see a video with him talking. I'm like, I usually scroll past these, but I saw the caption and like the jump was like, I want to say he paid like 85 bands to fly her there and back.
yeah, that's
And
kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. 85 bands is
and
a lot of bands.
and it was a PJ. And he was just like, he admitted that he was just like, oh, I know what I'm dealing with. And I was just like, once I realized it was like, oh, these niggas are, first of all, congratulations for getting the amount of money that you're getting at 85,000. It's nothing to you. But it's just like, yo, 85,000. And then it's like PJ exclusively. Like, no Emirates, like you know what I'm saying. You came back, no first class bed, none of that. Like I don't want to be around nobody. Like that's a little different. So it's just like, yeah. God bless everybody dealing with them type women. I just had to get that off my chest because when I listened to that video and saw that caption, I was like, God has made y'all way better than me.
I feel that. I feel that. But Daffy, the conversation has been like, if she was black, this wouldn't be the same energy, and I just think that's a very stupid conversation. This is
That's the discourse. What's up, babe?
Yeah, that's the discourse is that if Daphne was black, that the men wouldn't be as nice or as respective of what she is saying and what she's preaching. And personally, for me, that's a bunch of hogwash. There's plenty of black escorts or women who are seen in that light who are out here, and the men are thirsting over them just as much as Daphne, if
Right.
not more.
Look at
So
Zion, bro. Look at Zion. He's still living out his childhood dreams.
I'm not even talking about the men. I'm strictly
Oh my
talking
bad.
about about women who would fit that mold. So for me personally, I'm not moved by the Daphne whole conversation about if she was black. It sounds like people are just upset that they can't get it in. Like they want her, they want the attention that she's getting, and I don't understand why. Like sometimes you don't want the attention somebody's getting. Like it's, not all attention is good attention. Like I don't really
That's a
understand
fact.
why the one like the conversation is literally she's a whore. Like that's more that's almost all of the conversation. Like there's no real conversation about like yeah, maybe they're saying she's a nice whore, but at the end of the day,
I,
it's about her being a whore. Like that's literally where the conversation starts and ends with her. So I'm always fascinated why, even if that's the case, why people would want that.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't understand why people like if that's like the whole separation of black women and women of color, like that being a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I didn't know that to really be that's perplexing to me. But at the same time, yeah, like I can see how it's just I don't know why we want to associate black women with such things. Like you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
maybe that's my overall point. Like, what is
Yeah,
the
like
benefit of us being like, no, black
yeah,
women
like
should be able to be whores like Daphne? Like, I don't understand
yeah. But I
what the
think
end
that
goal
comes
here is.
in. I think that comes into like body positivity and the equality and sex positivity thing. That like that movement that started like right before COVID. Like that might be what that is, but I can't call it, bro. But I don't see why. Like,
Nah.
and especially as somebody like a reformed whore and cheater himself, like it's just like, bro, I want to get as far away from that as possible, my nigga. Like, I do not want that on my name. Like,
Respect.
yeah.
A reformed whore and cheater of myself.
No,
Uh,
for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta speak from personal aspects. But I also don't have a sex tape and like and all these other things. And then like I'm also a male. So you gotta add that into it. So it's like that's just a bunch of mansplaining. But you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand why we're associating black women with such things. It's just like let that lady have her time, like let her get her money or fame, and then when she drifts into the abyss, we can get back to talking about the Regina Kings and the likes of the Taraji P Hensons and stuff like that.
Speaking of reformed, Future dropped that new album. Cat's lied. Cat said that joint was mid, but I played it and that joint got us some hits. Now it definitely got some Gap commercials, some Gap
I'm about to say, Charles,
department
2000,
store.
2018 in Hollywood.
Oh, I like Hollywood though. That's a jam.
I mean, yeah, but
There's definitely some of those for sure.
we've experimented with drugs, so that don't count.
But he definitely made a an eclectic ass album. And shout out to Future. Like I like Future. Future is right up there with Drake for like guys who consistently makes good music or makes music that his fans seem to enjoy. And
And charts.
yeah, yeah, number one album in the country. So he always seems to be up there. He seems to know how to make songs that no matter what era he's making them in, people seem to enjoy. So shout out to Future. I don't really have much to dissect about that album because I think if you like Future, this is a Future album. I
For
think there
sure.
is, to my point, some a little bit of experimentation that is a little bit. I might be a little bit hard on the ears if you're not waiting for that. But like, yeah, the album is good. I think the album is really good. I think, like I said, if you like Future, this is a good Future album. Like this is a Future album that you'll enjoy. You'll find your tracks and you'll bump them. If you don't like Future, you might find something for you on this album that you might not have found in past albums. So I think this is a good album to maybe try to explore whether you like Future or not.
I mean, my only thing about what you said, like the experimentation, um, I don't see it as experimentation because I'm looking up his discography and I'm looking at it now. I think like songs like Hollywood in 2018, I feel like he's tapped into those bags with the likes of what was that, Evolve, and then you know what I'm saying, the Save Me Joe and stuff like that. Because like Save Me wasn't even an, a rap album on Apple Music. I definitely remember that because me and Shirley were talking about that one day. And then I don't think the Evolve Joint was either. So you know what I'm saying. So it's just like he's tapped into those type of like you said, Gap and department store song type bags before. It's just like it wasn't as like you said, it wasn't as OC as he did it on this past album. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I don't like 2018. The beat was great. I just felt like the delivery was trash. But other than that, it was it could have been a good song to somebody else. But like you said, I have no real gripes with the album. People definitely lied to me saying that the jump was trash though.
Yeah, I definitely think people lied in that instance, and I don't know if this is like I said. I don't think this is gonna be my favorite Future, but there was
Not
definitely
though.
some tracks that I heard, and I was like, I like these. I like Future, and I like what he has going on. Um,
The jump that I promoted for the live didn't like kick. That's one of my favorite songs off the album.
yeah, no, there's definitely some tunes on there. Something that blends both nonsense and politics. Boosie Badass, um, aka real name. I don't even. It's Tremaine something, I believe. I don't know, but Lucy, what we know him by. He got fleeced a
The
group of
Republicans.
by a group of people who apparently were supposed to be getting him a pardon. Um, he said he paid $600,000 for it, and it does not come,
Absurd.
and it has not come through. And now he has gone to Twitter to basically blast some people that I know at least from name was Laura Loomer,
Mm.
um, some other cats. I'm sure that once I go back and look, I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy.
The first link that you sent, I can't. I'm not. I won't butcher cuz name because that's a name. But
Yeah, with the C name, Sernov or whatever. I know
yes, Sir Saravanik, something like that. You know what I'm
that
saying?
guy.
Him.
Yeah.
I
Um,
I knew who I know of him. I don't know. I didn't know what he did, but once I actually looked into him, I was just like, oh, this is
no,
crazy. This is crazy that he's a part of this party.
no facts. I think for me the biggest thing is that Boosie is funny as fuck. Like
For
he
sure.
is funny as fuck because while what he's doing, I guess in the most technical of terms, isn't illegal. It's something that has been frowned upon for almost 200 years in the United States of America up until I would even argue during Trump's first administration, he wasn't so kind of brazen with his pardons. It's kind of
Yeah.
been this second go around where he's kind of curtailed all the norms that historically have gone into pardons. And I was pretty interested just in the idea of pardons because I'm like, what is going on? So pardons aren't like a relatively new
No,
or
we got
even
presidential pardons. We gotta be specific.
well, presidential pardons aren't relatively new. They've been doing them since 1795. So
No,
I
yeah, but I'm saying like, but they don't come all the time. Like a turkey gets those every year, my nigga. Like humans don't
oh
get those all the time.
yes, yes, yes. So that's a great point. That pardons historically have been, here and there. They haven't just
Yeah,
been doled out the way that
you know what I'm saying.
Trump
Like
is giving them
like
out.
the Innocence Project got to get involved, my nigga. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times there has to be a lot of public demand and
Yeah.
conversation that surrounds it. And then there's other things. There's clemency.
There we go.
There's like four main things that a president is allowed to do within the, I would argue, within the pardon space. I think that, like I said, the most hilarious thing to me is that Boosie thinks that he had enough money to ride with the big boys, and I just find that
Six hundred
hilarious.
K Charles?
Well, I find it hilarious because the Cernov guy, or Cernovich, whatever how you ever say his name, made it very clear that he does pardons and
Yeah.
he does them publicly. So
Yeah.
it's a very much so that everybody understands how this corruption works, and most of the pardons that we have seen been given have been in the millions of dollars. It's been people who have said that
For
they'll
sure.
give millions of dollars to Trump in exchange for the pardon.
Saying
Multiple
crypto
C
thugs have to give up what, 5 mil?
multiple CEOs have,
Bless you. Bless
thank you. Multiple CEOs have given up in the millions.
you. Yeah.
They haven't, some of them haven't been disclosed exactly, but you've heard anywhere from 1 million to five. Sometimes, in some instances, you've heard 10. But that's kind of been the going rate. So for me, the idea that Boosie thought $600,000 was about to get him into the game in itself is kind of hilarious to me, just like conceptually. And then, second of
Mhm.
all, the second part that's kind of hilarious to me is that in his heart of hearts, he's treating these people with a certain level of respect that I've never seen Boosie treat people on the internet with. And that's what I'm saying, just in general.
Wow,
Like,
that's a vicious perspective right there.
that's all I'm saying. I don't even care
Okay.
necessarily about the snitching aspect or this or that, because once again, once you're dealing with different people in different walks of life, different rules. So I don't think Boosie is ignorant enough to think that like his rules, his street rules apply the same way that they apply, with these pardon people. But I do find it quite interesting that he has a certain level of respect when talking to these people that like I said, I've never seen him have for any other group of people or any other group or any other persons when dealing with on the internet. And Boosie's been a pretty big, not a pretty big, but he's been a pretty prominent figure on the internet that I live in. So I just found all of
Shit,
that.
since he got home, bro.
I've just found all of that to be like a super interesting subplot of the Trump administration, that no matter how far you go in this crazy country, you can find a link to anybody and anything. And there's something beautiful about that. Like when you really, really think about it, there's something beautiful about that.
For sure. Because it's kind of wild how outwardly the corruption is, but how private the corruption is at the same time. Because there's no reason why Laura Loomer and cuz name that we can't pronounce to be in the same fucking tweet talking about a presidential pardon. At least in my mind.
Yeah, man.
Like, I just can't call it. And I don't feel bad for Boosie. Like, let me get that part out the way. Like, I do not feel bad for Shorty. Because it's like, if you're going to do crime with criminals, then you should at least kind of expect to get faded in the end, right?
No honor amongst thieves for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like if that's what I'm dealing with, then at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, let me find a way to write this 600K off, like presidential donation type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, oh, yeah, I'm good. Like I was red that year, tried to get a pardon. Fuck
Yeah, like I feel as though Boosie should have done a much better job of like going through the parameters of what to do
it.
to get a pardon. But
He should have made a diss song.
I
That
feel
seems that seems to be in right now.
I feel bad for Boosie, but I hope he gets at least some of his money back. I saw something that said he might be able to get half back, so I hope he's able to at least find some of his money and get it back. Um, Moving on to sports. NFL executives ranked their top 10 QBs, and there was a lot of controversy around this. Josh Allen was number one. Lamar Jackson was number five. Jalen Hurts wasn't even in the top 15, I believe. I believe he was number 17. Um,
That's crazy.
there's a lot of Caleb Williams was 10.
That's
Jaden
wild.
Jaden Daniels did not make the top 10. So uh,
That's expected. He's only 2 years in, but if we're grading both players on the same scale, I don't understand how one is above the other.
the list was
I know
as you
nothing about this list. Like you're just this is what I'm hearing from at the same at this moment.
yeah, no, the list was has been out since I believe Tuesday. Of Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, he reached out to execs,
Reputable
GM,
source.
scouts, and a few others, and compiled the list. For me, you know what I'm gonna say, and it all comes down to Josh Allen. Josh Allen. It all comes down to actually three people: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson, because those are the three quarterbacks who do
What year
not
was it? 2025 or 2026?
2025. It's going into this season, so it's not. I don't think it's about last season. It's about who you want for 2026. Uh, I think the conversation lands
All right, cool. That's not the reason
on
I asked.
those three quarterbacks because those are the three quarterbacks who all in theory have the same sort of accolades or have the same sort of resume. None of them has won a Super Bowl. So that keeps them out of the Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes conversation. Um, MVPs go to Lamar.
Some who came out the 14.
Huh?
Came out the 14.
Yes.
Jeremy Fayette.
Yeah.
They got Pat Mahomes at one. Josh Allen at two.
Players or quarterbacks?
QBs.
Yeah. Nah, you might be looking at a different list. Because, who's at three?
Burrow.
No, so that's probably from a different year.
Nah,
Matthew.
this is 2026.
Well, the
Oh,
list.
2025. My bad. I looked at last year's.
So so with that being said,
I apologize.
no. With that being said, the conversation comes down to those three. The guys who have basically the similar resumes. They none has a Super Bowl. MVPs goes Lamar two, Allen one, Burrow none. Super Bowl appearances go Burrow one,
One. The other
those
two
other two
zero.
zero. Um, and then it goes who's beat who. Burrow has the better record versus Josh Allen in the playoffs. Josh Allen has the better record versus Lamar in the playoffs.
For sure.
Lamar has been the better regular season quarterback of all three.
All of them.
So the conversation to me is a preference
And then you
conversation.
got Matthew Stafford winning MVP.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Matthew Stafford, I don't think belongs because, from an accolade standpoint, he has things that none of those guys has. He has a
Got a
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
He won an MVP. Everyone has an MVP but Joe Burrow, but
He's got like a 5,000 yard. How many 5,000 yard seasons he got?
a few. He's done that I think like twice or three times.
Okay,
He's won. He's done things that these other guys haven't. The three are the three for a reason.
for sure.
And it's a preference. To me, it's a preference argument. Do you like one guy over the other? Having Lamar at the 69. I saw that in the players ranking. That was wild.
Yeah, hey,
I will
bro.
say that was
Like that,
that.
can
That's
we
a
talk
wild
about
list.
that after this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But I think for me, that's the craziest notion here, that one of them is clearly better than the other when it's clearly to me a preference thing.
I think
You
two of them are better than the other.
you can that's what I'm saying. I think anybody can think what they want, but I don't think there is no definitive metric that you can prove to say that is how it works. If you're doing it from
Yeah.
accomplishments, Lamar is the most accomplished. He has the MVP. He has his
He has
team
a
has
unanimous MVP.
he has multiple. He has more than both of them combined. He has led his team to the number one seed. I think once or twice. I think the only other Josh Allen has done that once. He's proven that he has been the best of the regular season quarterbacks of the group. Josh Allen might have the best singular playoff performance of the three, and Joe Burrow's the only one who's been to a Super Bowl. So, like I said, if you have a
And
preference,
he can beat all three of them in the playoffs.
he's beat Josh Allen and he's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. So there's arguments to be made, I think, on each of their behalf. The arguments I think are strongest for Lamar and Joe Burrow,
For
and
sure.
I think they get weaker for Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's arguments are a lot of it's a vibe, like I like this vibe, and that's okay.
America.
And that's okay. But for me, it's pretty clear that those three are in their own little tier, and until somebody does something significant, and what I mean significant is that either one wins a Super Bowl or Joe Burrow wins an MVP, because if he does that, they all have that, and then he has the one thing they don't. This conversation is truly a preference conversation, and anyone who tells you differently is lying.
I get nah, for sure. Because the whole time you were saying it, it was just like, yeah. But I honestly just don't like Josh Allen. Like, I can flat out say that. Like, weapons or not, I don't think he's good. But, well, not good. I think he's good. But, you know what I'm saying? Compared to everybody we talk about, I don't think he's the last out of the three to me. Like, no matter how you put it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Skill wise, accomplishment wise, like, it's cool to me. But, like, okay, he has the MVP over Burrow, but it's just like, okay, he lost
Now
to
that's a
Burrow.
petty MVP. They just gave that boy that MVP to tell him the
Okay.
vibe.
Thank you, Charles. I didn't want to sound like a hater.
No,
But
no, no. It's a
for
fact.
so it's just like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm not really trying to hear anything they're saying with Josh Allen. So, but at the same time, that's my preference. That's my opinion. Because somebody else could say, like, if Omatic was here, he would definitely rap for his guy right now, like in
I mean,
some way,
sure.
shape, or form.
I mean, this is the thing. If you like Josh Allen, I have no problem with anybody saying they want Josh Allen as their guy. But my issue is that saying you want Josh Allen is strictly a preference. This is
For
not this
sure.
no brainer. This isn't Patrick Mahomes in 2022. That's all I'm saying. Like
I
there,
get you that.
there is not this clear cut. This is the guy. This is how it works. But Lamar being 69, I think that's a lot of fatigue, and I think injury. He was injured last year, so
Fatigue is 69. He was number two last year, Charles.
yeah, fatigue. He's been number two. I think he's been like the top 10 a couple of years, and I
Since he's
think
been starting quarterback, I feel.
yeah, and I think people get tired of greatness in particular when you don't you
69?
don't finish the results. Like Lamar for what it's worth, he was hurt a lot last year,
I give you
so
that.
he was out of people's mind. And then
When he came back and played, he wasn't that good.
not even just that, I think the last real big moment of Lamar was in the playoffs in 2024. And people, for better or for worse, they hold the last thing you did in their mind. So I think,
I
and
remember their tight end dropping the ball.
yeah, but the whole conversation wasn't about that. The whole conversation was about Lamar coming up small, and that's the thing about being quarterback.
But he
For
led
bet,
their team back to get into that position, Charles.
that's not the conversation. That was not the conversation at all.
No,
And
I'm hip, but like
so it
this is
doesn't
what you're
doesn't
saying,
matter.
with, like perspective though. Like, cause
I'm
it's
just
like,
saying that, like, I
cause,
mean, you could do that for anybody in any
nah,
sport.
for sure. But I feel like you feel me on that
I
one
definitely,
particular
I
topic
feel you.
though.
I feel the Lamar, but that's the thing about Lamar. Lamar reminds me of a lot of great athletes. When they're great, it's
Okay.
great, and because they're great, and because of social other stuff that goes around, they
Hmm.
get a lot of. That true. Joe Burrow does get hurt a lot, and his shit was not at 69. That is a very good point. Um, when
I
they're
say he
great,
didn't. Yeah, nigga had a
when
whole toe injury last year, bro.
when they're great, we acknowledge it and people care about it and people talk about it. And when they're not, people harp on it and people exacerbate it. So for me, Lamar's one of those guys. He's one of them ones. So that's why it's gonna be like that is with him. We're not having a. I think like the silly. I saw something on ESPN about whose job is more at stake, Lamar or Jalen Hurts. I think those conversations are foolish. I think having conversations like that are foolish.
Either
But I think Lamar.
Kevin Stefanski's job is more at stake.
I think Lamar as an entity is in a very interesting place because he needs to win. If not win it all, he needs to not be the reason why they don't win.
Yeah.
And there's been a few times where even if he does bring the team back, he helped put them in that position
No, for sure.
to. And that's one thing
Same
he.
game, he had a nasty pick in the first half.
So if he can eliminate that, I think the conversations about Lamar change greatly. And I think his team is like in a good position. I think the Ravens should be
Competitive.
yeah, should be a good team all across in all three phases. The last sports thing,
Offense, defense, and special teams, you think, right?
yeah, all
Okay,
three,
okay.
yeah, I think they should.
Because my dumb ass was just just thinking defense for a second, because I was just like, that was their real issue. Then I thought about their offensive line and then their lack of wide receiver, and then I was just like, let's just not compound negatives.
Yeah, I mean they gotta get the whole thing together.
Yeah, for sure.
Last sports thing I got. Also I've made it my business not to talk about the WNBA anymore. I have nothing for the WNBA. God bless.
Are you just waiting till Fee comes back, or
No. It's a jokes
it's a
league.
Caitlin Clark thing?
No, the thing about Caitlin Clark.
Because we can fake Titus and the political
No.
to political
The
thing.
the thing about Caitlin Clark is that I don't like when conversations aren't honest, and at this point the conversation isn't honest. When the girl was Player of the Month, I heard nothing from anybody.
Anyway,
I heard nothing from nobody. She's slumming. She's having probably one of the worst shooting splits. Not even the worst, because last year she shot like 2 for 34 before she
I
got
said
hurt.
she was shoot really trash
So
that shit.
she's having like a really bad July. Like their first 3 games in July have been really bad shooting splits. There's no
The end
denying.
of the end of last month, low key wasn't good
She
either.
won. She won Player of the Month at 21 and 8. So
Okay,
no,
my bad. You right.
I don't think that's the case. The case is that
Okay, okay, Charles.
she's been shitty. She's been shitty.
She hasn't been good.
She's been shitty in July. There's no denying. The 3 games she's been bad. Ever since the whole neck incident, she's been bad. I'm what do you want me to say? One shooting like one, I think 4 for like 35 is bad. Like
The fact that
like
Adam Silver had to step in for that is crazy.
well, I think that's my biggest thing. This whole thing around her has become a shit show. Everything is over dramatic. Everything is this and that, and it's not worth it. At least for me, like
I got you.
it's a boring conversation. Like Clayton Clark's fans are racist. All right, at this point, you guys got it. I don't care. Obviously, the
Shout out to
convers
Kiki though.
who area fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had the 25-14. She about to go to All Star. Like,
Oh yeah,
and
but she's
shout out to
slumming
Black
it.
Queen.
Last time I checked, she was slumming it up right now. Like she
Okay.
had like 0 points through 2 quarters,
Not the
and
Queen.
and that's my thing about the WNBA. When people have bad games or bad stretches, it's okay,
But that's why
except
they come here, Charles. They get honest. They
except
get
for that one,
honest.
except for that one girl. That one girl is
Okay.
the only girl when she has a 2, 3, 4 game bad stretch. The world is coming to an end. Once again, I saw Jackie Young go 0 for 8 to begin the season at one point. She had an 0 for game and had multiple bad games. As soon as people started
Yeah.
talking, as soon as
Point
people started,
point
as,
guard Chelsea Gray.
I'm
The
not.
year
I
that they
don't.
won the trip.
I'm
No,
not
I'm
even
just
talking.
saying the year that they won the chip, she was terrible to begin that season.
That's my point is that when Jackie Young was playing bad and people started talking about it, immediately people were like, "Whoa, she's going through stuff. She has some family stuff. That something happened in her family." And there's always grace and there's always excuses and reasonings for other people.
Yeah, boost on it, but the whole
Ex,
squad's on there right
ex, except for when it comes to that one girl in Indiana. So for me, they got it. I don't care. Enjoy. They can talk about their league as they enjoy. God bless them. But the World Cup final is set. Shout out to Argentina. Shout out to Spain.
now. Hold on, Charles. Before we move on, the Mystics are ass right now.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm saying like I'm just talking about this game right now. Shooting
Yeah,
percentages are crazy.
yeah. I mean,
30% from the field, 13 from three.
Yeah, like
They,
Sonya had like 0 for 5 from the three last time I checked.
she's 0 for 4 right now. Kiki is 1 for 7.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing.
Shakira balling up
No, Shakira had like 13 last time I checked. And my issue is that
14.
not even my issue is that my thing is that
4 for 12 from the field though.
no one is going to make this an indictment on Sonya because this is Sonya shot bad last game. This is going to
For
be
sure.
back to back bad shooting games for Sonya. No one is going to make this an indictment on. And you know what? I appreciate that. So CC gets no grace, and that comes with being the one. And listen,
Oh yeah, for
that's my
sure.
biggest thing. Like I need
If
baby
you the
girl.
face of the league, you gotta realize something.
I need baby girl to get her head right. I think she's too. She's letting a little bit of the too much of the other shit. Don't listen. If Paige Beckers wants to be the social warrior for the league, let her be. You don't need to be that. Like I
Yeah,
don't
for
know
sure.
why. Like Caitlyn, they don't. You. It doesn't matter what you say. You're never gonna
But
be able to say the right thing for a bunch of people.
Jordan and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf was in the league at the same time until they weren't. Like you know
You know what
what
I'm saying? So,
I'm saying?
so for me, I'm all about hey man, keep it pushing, keep it going, and it is what it is. Like
For sure.
it is what it is, baby girl.
But the
Like
best guy in the league is Olivia Miles. I believe I said that on this podcast about 4 weeks ago. I just want
yeah,
to say that.
I mean y'all could have that. I don't. If
No,
anything,
you waiting for your girl to come back.
I'm not even waiting. I just look at the numbers. The numbers just don't say that. Like the numbers don't like.
Well, who the numbers say the best of?
It's probably Page right now. The
Okay.
numbers probably say Page, and that's what I'm saying. Minus the
And I would still put one other person in that conversation with them three though.
yeah, but that's my thing. It's the three of them people.
Cause Kelsey Mitchell, what we talking about? What we gonna do with her?
Yeah, once again, I like Kelsey, but volume scorers who like that's what they do only are just volume scorers.
Yeah, but
Eh,
she got to be. I haven't looked at her numbers recently, but she got to be at least 23-6.
No, she's like 23-3 or 23-2. Like that's what I'm saying. Kelsey just scores, and that's my thing about the WNBA. The people who just score,
Just
it be,
score.
and then sometimes they don't be scoring. Like when Kelsey Plum was playing before she got hurt, she's the
She
type
was
of
just a scorer.
she's the type of guard who gets buckets. Like averaging 20 points per game is a lot in the WNBA. People aren't necessarily doing it
Wow,
like
Joe,
that.
we got it on the money, 22-3.
Yeah, like once again, I be watching a lot of these games. Like it's not like some like oh I just wake up one day. No, like Kelsey and the biggest issue to me with the Fever is that Kelsey and Caitlyn don't play the same, but they got some of the same kind of game flow. So like they want to dribble and shoot. None of them wants to catch and shoot. Like even when Caitlyn does catch and shoot, it's just because she's wide open. Like she wants to do that two dribble and then step to the side and shoot. That's what Kelsey wants to between her legs and pull up. Like they kind of want to play the same way, but not exactly. Kelsey
Kelsey closer to the bucket
and that's the thing. Kelsey is using her pat to get you hands up and then get to the bucket.
for sure.
Caitlyn is almost eventually trying to pass if she can't get her shot off. Kelsey is gonna try to get to the bucket. Like there's some nuance to the
She
game.
gonna get up off that if she can't get to the bar. Kate.
My biggest issue, and I think for me is that Lexi Hall is the ultimate X factor. When she plays well, that's a
Yeah.
good team.
Yeah.
But like that's not sexy. Like Lexi Hall being the reason your team wins or loses is not a sexy thing.
That's kind of crazy. I fuck with her point though.
Yeah. Her numbers are identical to CC rookie, but Miles more efficient. Yeah, Miles definitely more efficient shooting.
Better than
But Miles averaging like 2 less assists,
yeah, for sure.
2 less points,
For sure.
and I would argue that
But they missing them dudes though.
listen, it happens with them all. But I'm waiting for the second half of the season because I've seen this story from my baby goat already. Her stinking up the first half of the season and then turn up. And I saw her stinking up in May and then turn up in June. So I will give her. Once again, I'm not. I don't hate Caitlin Clark, so I'm not. It doesn't matter to me when she has a few
Hey,
bad
I
games.
I coined CC Saturdays, bro. So it's just
So
like
yeah, what? Listen, like I said, I can wait and
I
see.
can't be one of her biggest fans without being one of her harshest critics. Big.
My thing about criticizing her is that's the thing. I feel as though people say things because they want to make them come true.
Well,
So
you and I, like you said, bro. Like I did not rebuttal anything you
no,
said. I
I'm just saying
added on to the points and shit.
people have been criticizing the girl since day one. That's my thing. Like this,
Bro,
I
since Iowa, bro.
like
Like when her
the
coach getting at it on the sideline
yeah,
against fucking Oklahoma, bro. Like,
like
come on,
there's
fool.
this idea that like CC does it's just doesn't pass the reality test for me. So um, it is what it is. Shout out to the WNBA. I hope you guys get y'all shit right. Um, like I said, World Cup is set. Argentina versus Spain. Colonizer versus colonized. Old races versus new races. It's a vibe. It's a thing. Messi versus Yamal. It's really good. South America versus Europe. You name it. The storylines are there. I would be rooting for Spain, but I would low key as a sports fan. There's something I would see. I would. There's something that I do think that is very cool or intriguing about the Messi part of it.
And
Going back to back World Cups, being the age he is, gonna be probably the Golden Boot winner. A goal or assist, I think, gives him the Golden
right,
Boot.
being an
So,
underdog in the last 3 games.
yeah, coming back in all of them. So, shout out to Messi. Shout out to this world. This World Cup has been an amazing World Cup.
Exceeded
Um,
my expectations.
yeah, it was very well. America did a great job hosting. Oh, America, Mexico, and Canada. I think Mexico
Right.
might actually take the cake. The people seem to
Oh yeah.
enjoy their Mexico stay the most. But the
Mexico
World Cup
City
was
was the
great.
shit.
The World Cup was great. Let's do it again in 4 years in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco,
Morocco.
I believe.
Yeah. But
But
that's just a ferry's trip away.
it looks like it'll be like I said, it looks like it'll be a good time. So shout out to the World Cup. Like I said, I got Spain winning, but wouldn't be mad if Argentina does it. So anything you got for the World Cup?
Come on, man. You know I'm rooting for Al Andalus.
Mm-hmm.
That's Spain, if you didn't know. That's his old name when the Muslims ruled it back in the day. But yeah, I'm rooting for them, bro. And you already know. I do not fuck with Argentina. If you didn't know, uh, they welcomed the Nazis after World War II. If you didn't know, so I damn sure not rooting for them. And then before then, they had something called the whitening that the government issued. So they don't like black people, bro. And then it's just like the racism that their players do on the pitch, off the pitch. Their fans came to America and thought that they could be overly racist. So it's just like, yeah, bro, like fuck them, fuck the Nazis, and get them the fuck out of here. Then I read an article today that said that they allegedly did something with Israel to pay the FIFA, and I'm not trying to get into that because FIFA is very corrupt. So it's just like if my brain goes down that rabbit hole, then I'll be the ultimate hater. So I just left that all alone. But yeah, I'm definitely rooting for the young Ock and everybody in Spain. Like a shit show. Old colonization versus the new colonization is kind of crazy though. I like the way you put that.
Yeah, that's the vibe both give, but it is what it is.
It was like we've been rich off racism, bro. Y'all knew this.
Nah, for sure. Um, Move to the politics real quick because Donald Trump was actually supposed to be giving a speech Thursday night to the country,
Right
and
now, right? 9 o'clock, some shit like that.
yeah, he will give the speech. We'll probably be off by then. But the one thing I do find interesting though
You
is
gonna
that
watch it?
no, you know why I won't, because NBC and I believe ABC says they won't be carrying it on their linear channels, but they will be carrying it on their digital and their streaming feeds.
For sure.
And I find that interesting because if this was actually something that the people believe to be something of a state of an emergency, they wouldn't do that, regardless of their feelings. From everything I have read and seen, the conversation is going to be about the 2020 election and some sort of interference. From who? I don't think anyone has a clear idea. I've heard China, I've heard other people, but we'll see.
Is all this because Cuz didn't get confirmed at the conference here the other day going against John Ossoff or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. Are all those are those is that confirmation still ongoing?
Yeah, because he
Okay.
wouldn't, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of the
I
biggest,
saw. Yeah, I saw
yeah,
the.
'cause you, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure you did. Like one of the biggest questions out of his confirmation hearing was like, do you believe that the election was rigged? And
Yeah, he didn't answer that.
he was like,
Yeah,
I'm not, he was like, I'm not going to entertain this. And I'm like, bro, like this is for your job, my nigga. Like you're not gonna answer this in a job interview? Like that's kind of crazy.
yeah. No, I'm with you. With to that point, I think to me though, Trump is trying to set up a play for both the midterms and the next election that he can keep himself in office. I don't
You've been
understand.
sniping that
I
though.
don't understand how this is not the number one thing on everybody's mind. That from the election judges that he has fired, from the in was it Georgia with the voting
Arkansas, and you talking about the redrawing of maps and
No,
Obama
no, no, no,
actually
no,
went
no.
through?
The actual voting election committees. They're the Georgia voting election committee where they changed their. They either had people. They had people come off of it or something. Of the I don't have the exact
Yeah,
parameters,
Georgia.
but
Yeah, yeah. I know
my
a bunch
thing.
of people resigned in Georgia.
I think maybe that was what the issue was.
Yeah, and I
The
know in
the
Louisiana, actual law changed.
the laws, the plays, and the foundations are being set up to have him and his cronies take over the election, and I just don't understand how the whistle is not being blown harder and people sounding the alarm. Every time some shit like this happens, it almost always coincides with something in Iran with, and I say that because what has he done again? He has started and then stopped the war again. So they
Charles,
bombed some fleets in the Strait of Hormuz after they said that they were helping navigate the waves, and then Iran said not so quick, spanked those fleets, and now we're back to once again, like I have said on this podcast, I'm tired. I don't know. So I don't even want to deep dive into all of that Hormuz, and JD Vance is on Joe Rogan pod saying if he was president, he would have did stuff differently. But his
yeah,
job as vice president is to support. You see what I'm saying? Like I
bro,
cannot deal
bro,
with liars.
I'm not listening to a nigga that's not involved in the negotiations, bro. Like they, like the person that oversees your job when his son-in-law that's not an elected official, like people voted for you. The elected official is not in negotiations. My nigga, I don't give a fuck what you said you would have did differently. Your boss don't give a fuck what you would have thought in the actual negotiation tables. He want his son-in-law and that other Jewish man to go over there and talk about motherfucking resort deal. That's all they care about. And then the Iranians is over there like, the fuck are these niggas is talking about? The stuff of the law, not these niggas, and I'm sorry for saying these niggas, but they like, bro, what are they talking about? And then they cut off ties every time. America tell me America cut off talks. Iranian talks is talking about some. No, we cut off talks because they don't know how to negotiate. We don't know what we're talking about at the negotiation table. It's just like what? And then Charles, which fleet are you talking about that got hit in the Strait of Hormuz? Are you talking about the one that got hit 2 weeks ago when they said Iran struck two ships going through, or are we talking about the one that just happened?
I'm talking about this week, but
Okay,
nonetheless, yeah.
because the one that happened 2 weeks ago, we still don't know who the fuck did that one, and they were commercial vessels. So that tells me it couldn't have been Iran that hit them because they would have to pay the insurance company. Because to what I just read, the insurance thing that Iran thing, you know what I'm saying, only a couple companies have signed up for. and all of them were Chinese and Japanese. So that has nothing to do with America. So we wouldn't be publishing that because we're not fucking with them, right? Last time I checked.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why are we talking about their vessels? So it's just like that leads me to tell you we had another what's that USS Liberty event when the Israelis attacked the USS Liberty
Oh,
vessel.
yeah. I don't know that has happened. I don't know exactly when in history that, but that is
It was
something
like
that has happened.
1956 or something around that area. So yeah, so like that tells me somebody from a side hit a commercial vessel that was in the news. Didn't pick up as much traction as they thought it would. Markets didn't react the way they thought it would. Okay, boom. We actually have to start the war now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you said, every time voting shit, economic shit. I wasn't here last 2 weeks ago. I apologize. And war shit happens. It coincides with voting. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's kind of wild. And like you said, I'm tired, bro. I'm really tired of talking about this war low key. Cause like one, I feel like I'm one. You and I feel like I'm one or two of the only people that are as updated as we probably are on this shit, and the randomly obsessed people that are on the internet. And it's just like no one cares, and it's just like it's just so much shit that like you look at in the news that circle back to this, and it's just like, all right, bro, like I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, wicked times. Last but not least,
And
ISIS.
shout out to Unc and them though, because he's spanking them boys. Like every time America talk about their stockpiles on the rockets is slight. Unc and them over there talking about something. Hey, we got some new shit that we just waiting to let off. So you let us know. And the Fifth Fleet and Bahrain, goddamn, that was a good video.
The ISIS back at it again. They killed two more people, I believe in LA this time. Um, ICE, I don't really know what they got going on. It really doesn't seem like this is the best time to be doing that. As like I said, especially with the midterms, truly right around the corner.
Boy,
Um,
they using the Israeli training, boy. Talking about
yeah, man, it's all bad for ICE, and I just once again I don't really understand what the Trump administration end goal is with, like I said, midterms right around the corner. It's not really a good thing, in my opinion, to have it that people feel that it is unsafe to be around officers. So that would just be my word of advice to the administration. Maybe not have ICE killing as many people, because while it's not garnering maybe the same amount of public
attention,
outcry and attention that the past when the lady in Minnesota did die,
Renee Good.
you can only do stuff like this for so long before it reaches
Shit, and
a
Alex
boiling
Preddy,
point.
he got shot with his own gun.
Yeah, these things can only happen so long before it reaches the boiling point. So that would be just my little word of advice to the ICE guys. Like
Shit, man.
you guys should probably chill out a little bit.
The nigga's name is Mark Wayne Wellen, some shit like that.
Yeah, and
Mark Wayne Mellon.
that's the thing too. Like
Like
you're not
his legal first name is two names.
you're not being protected. Like that's the thing. I think some of the ICE people should really take into consideration. Like once you murder these people the way you have, your names get put out in public. Like it's not like this thing where you're gonna live this life of anonymity and the government is gonna help and protect you. The government has shown that they're gonna just leave you out to dry, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be the citizens who are going to make your life a living hell. So is killing somebody really worth, in particular somebody who you don't even know what, like these aren't like the criminals I think you guys
And then y'all lying about this
are
shit.
brandishing. Like that's the thing. That's the elephant in the
Y'all
room.
lying about this shit.
I think that's the elephant in the room. If ICE was actually like taking out drug dealers and rapists and murderers, the American public at large would not care. Like they would be upset, but they wouldn't be like, "Oh, this is an issue. you're just killing people, like killing illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants. It
Oh,
don't hit the same when it's
and,
like
be,
a fifth, when it's like a
and bef-
25-year-old woman or man.
but before that, they was just killing black people. And then after that, killed them two white people in Minnesota, which actually got the law changed to where we can actually get the names and identification of these ICE officials that commit these crimes. Because the other ICE czar, which is actually his title, fucking crazy, ICE czar, he was forced into retirement. Now we got Mark Wayne and all them other people to be overseeing all that other shit. And like now we can actually see these people's faces, or you gonna get doxxed on the internet, like you said earlier. So it's like, yeah. But this leads me to another point because you keep bringing up the midterms and the 250th year of America being here. And America initially, like the way that the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of all that shit was written, supposed to be a project. Do you think it's time for us to adjust our government and get like a parliamentary? Because there's too many places, like too many classes of representation. I think need a voice. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a parliamentary would be perfect for that.
Oh, I mean, I feel as though the United States government.
And we're a big ass country, bro.
I feel the United States government as a concept has always been a revolving and changing thing, and the government of 1776 isn't really the United States because the United States probably actually exists from 1860 1868 is it from 1878 onward. Like that's probably a much better.
So
That's probably a
after Reconstruction,
yeah. After Reconstruction is probably the most
so after they
accurate.
kicked out the blacks from the Republican Party.
After Reconstruction is probably the most accurate depiction of the United States, or is the most connected to how the modern world exists or works. So
Charles, what year did you just fucking say?
1878. It's not 1776. Like it, I
But
could. I
what
mean,
year is it, my nigga?
we're in 2026, but that's the thing. The United States government and constitution has largely stayed intact. Like that. That would be my argument that
No, no, for sure.
there's
But like,
not.
you don't think we can have a parliament with that?
I mean,
Because
you.
like, we still have made rooms for like the Green Party. You're an independent. I think
Well,
I
that's the
vote
thing.
way
There's
more
no.
independent than I did with something.
I think that sounds good in theory, but that's not what actually happens in practice.
For sure.
There's only two major parties. Most people who do
Because
vote,
that's how we choose to represent them in
but
this
that's
country.
my well. That's there was at one point there was the Whig party, and then
Yeah.
so
And
that's
then they were the Democrats and the Republicans. And then somehow we got the Whigs the fuck out of here.
so my point is that
But if you go
in
to South
American
Carolina, but if we go to the South, a lot of their laws are still based on Whig laws.
that doesn't that I don't know how that what that matters with how that matters.
Because you said like, all right, this country was founded on 1776, like that's when the Whig Party was involved, and then you
Uh
said,
huh.
but the most modern day of government is 1870,
Uh
but
huh.
those laws have superseded up until today, like they've
So
lasted
yes.
throughout modern day. So it's
So
just
if
like,
the laws from
so like if
1870
those, yeah, what I'm
those
saying
aren't the
is though,
laws from
like.
1776 then. So the
No, but I'm saying
Republican.
like, but no, like the laws from the Whig Party still stand in those things because like we still have archaic laws that you be like, oh yeah, like the property law, just be like, oh yeah, like you can't have that property because it's a
Yes,
law in
you know,
1782
I
that
don't
you
deny
can't get
that.
that, but
There's
that's
places
before
in
18. You know what I'm saying?
there's
But I'm just
places
saying
in
like if there's like, all right, that's what I'm saying. Like we have amendments, so it's just like if we can
that's
have them, like if
that's
we
my
can have
point.
amendments, then like we can have
Well,
other
that's
parties.
that's my point that the amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th
Yeah,
Amendment
for sure.
are or when did those happen? After the Civil War.
For sure.
My point being is that that era of lawmaking and in the United States Constitution, that actual
But
presidential
what are they trying to do with the fuck? I can't remember the amendment off the top of my head. What's that?
the birthright, 14th, whatever one that is.
Nah, I was thinking more so the Voting Act.
That's the Civil Rights Voting Act.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
my point. So
that's 1960. That's 1960 something.
yeah. So, but once again, if you want to make that point, that all right,
But
our
that's not.
kind of modern way of thinking stems from that. that from 1868
I
or
was
from
about to
8
say, cause like
from
if you want,
1878 to
I'm about to say, when did
1968,
Jim Crow
that
start?
is you could all right if you want to go from 1878 to 1968, that is a another specific period within the United States,
Yeah,
and
okay.
1968 to now is we can I have no problem
Cause even the World Fair shit that we
offering
talk
that.
about all the time in the chat,
Yeah,
the,
I
you know what
have
I'm
no
saying?
problem offering that. But the ultimate thing for me is that we're not changed. That's not what's happening. We haven't changed the two party system in nearly
I, un-
200 years.
I understand that, Charles, but I'm asking you, do
What
you
I'm telling you
think
is
that it
that
would be better for the
no, I don't
representation of
know. No,
America?
because America is America. A parliamentary system is very much so based on European culture and ideology, and I don't think Americans see themselves in such a way.
I
The
was just
United
thinking about everybody getting a fucking voice in government.
It doesn't work like that because not that's not what Americans want. Americans believe that certain people should have more of an
All right,
outside voice than
just
others.
tell me that we stupid, Charles.
It's not about being stupid. I think the older I get, the more I realize that countries, like most things, have identities. And the American identity is a very specific one, and
It's rebellion.
it's a very specific way of believing what should and shouldn't be, and things that other people have. That's not what America wants. So while a parliamentary
Yeah,
style government might work and might bring
be
access
better.
to people, most Americans are going to shun that because that isn't
Nah,
American in their ideology.
we have
Um,
77. We had 1776 because we were trying to get away from parliamentary.
so I just don't think that like line of thinking would work. It just doesn't. I don't think that's how any of this would play out. But I do think that there is. We talked about democratic socialism about 2 weeks ago on here, and I
Yeah,
do
but
think
them
there
niggas
is.
get called communists though, bruh.
Well, people get called communists all the time, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. It won't stick when people know what they're talking about, and sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't happen. But before we get the communists to get upset and have a problem, we'll be out. See y'all guys next week.